I met Sam probably when I was about 19 or 20. Her mum and dad used to own a cake shop down at Newport.
And Cam used to come in, and I used to think he was a bit spunky. And then one night I went down to Newport Arms to the pub, and I just saw Cam. So I asked him to a party, and then it went from there. We were together for like 10 years, and then we finally got married.
And we ended up getting married in our backyard in Annandale.
We've got 3 boys. Ruben's the oldest, and Noah and Oliver. I've surfed ever since I was probably about 14, and so the beach is like, you know, like your life kind of thing. And then I got into mountain biking and go running with a friend. And then actually when the boys were little, I'd always take them up to West Head and go bushwalking. And so yeah, it was pretty good.
We've always had an incredibly active life. Just by living up here on the Northern Beaches, it's set up for that sort of a healthy lifestyle. We hadn't had an overseas trip with the kids for maybe a couple of years.
So we thought we'd go to Thailand, get the boys used to just travelling.
Palm trees on the beach, hardly anyone around, and we thought it was fantastic. We got up, we had a swim, and went back to the hotel.
One of the boys said, let's go up onto the rooftop. So it was a flat rooftop, and so I actually don't remember going up.
The next thing I heard was just this crash of a metal railing. I turned around and Sam wasn't there. She leant with her back against the railing, and it literally gave way, and she toppled over backwards. I raced over to look down over the edge, and it was about a 6 metre fall, and then I noticed a huge lump in Sam's t-shirt in her back, just up, midway up her back, and I just thought, she's broken her back. So the doctors at the regional hospital said, you need to get her as quickly as possible to Hua Hin, which was a much bigger hospital, a private hospital, and it was about a 4-hour drive. I'd had a conversation with that QB assist.
So the call came in on a Thursday, late at night, and it was taken by our case managers who take our first line calls. They recognised immediately that this was a really serious accident and referred it directly to our medical team. When I spoke to Cam, obviously he was devastated. He was worried about his wife, as you would be. He had an understanding of the severity of what was going on. So we have a provider in Thailand and a hospital that we use a lot in Bangkok. Their recommendations were to move Sam to Bangkok for surgery.
I couldn't live with myself if something bad had happened to Sam on the journey up there.
We discussed with our medical director, and we also got our medical director and Cam on the phone together to talk about through those risks and what was going to be the best benefit for Sam in the long run.
I felt confident that the local surgeons were incredibly talented, so I decided to keep Sam there.
So when we'd learned that a team was coming down from Bangkok to perform the surgery, we fully supported Cam in his decision to remain in Hua Hin with Sam for the surgery. We knew it was going to be a safe option, and that was the option that they were comfortable with. A couple of days after the surgery, we arranged for her movement to Bangkok, and then we worked with the Bangkok hospital to ensure that she was ready and safe to come then home.
She needed to go first class, she needed to go with a doctor, and it was quite difficult, but QBE and the hospital coordinated that whole process.
So we'd arranged for Sam to come home with an escort, just to make sure that she received all the appropriate treatment.
So when Sam arrived at North Shore, they diagnosed her as a complete T6, T7 fracture.
And that's when the doctor told me that I wouldn't walk. He came up and goes, on a scale of moderate to severe, you're severe. And I said, will I ever walk again? He goes, no, you'll never walk again. And that was it. So I just lost it again. Yeah, I just remember pulling the sheet over my head and just not happy.
Moving from Royal North Shore to rehab was, for me, a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say Sam's self-image was pretty poor. She had a pretty negative and, bleak picture of herself.
It's disgusting. I hated myself.
There were many days when I would go up and visit Sam and she'd be, in tears.
Look, obviously Sam's pre-injury lifestyle was, was very active, and sports were part of that.
The benefit for Sam was that she spent a lot of time in the gym, started getting her strength back. Sam's fighting spirit started to sort of show itself then.
So I spent a lot of the time just down there, just made a few friends and we just hang in the gym.
So they were positive signs, but clearly we still had a lot of work to get over the big hump of her injury and disability.
I couldn't do anything on my own, and that did my head in. So that I wasn't very happy at all.
It was only towards the end of that time that she was with us that the penny dropped, really, with something like kayaking being quite accessible to where she lives.
Kel was the one who pushed me into kayaking. Yeah, he pushed me into going up there, and so he organised it, and that's how it started.
Yeah, we just went out and paddled, and I thought, oh, she'll fall in for sure. But no, we just floated around the lake, and it lifted her spirits incredibly, and everybody that was involved, it was a really wonderful moment for all of us.
It was amazing watching the relief on Sam's face when she got in the water, and she was on her own.
And every time we go out, it's the same. We just go out on the water. We left the wheelchair and the disability behind, and we just go out and paddle. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
Like, I could actually kind of go out in front, and then it was just the bush and the water. So that made me happy.
When we found out that Sam had discovered kayaking and was doing amazing things, we all took that as she was part of our family, and we were so happy that she'd been able to come through this tragedy, and there was light at the end of the tunnel, and she'd found something that she'd loved, being such a sporting person, that she could do even with this injury.
It's showing her what she can do and not what she's lost.
She inspires me every day. And I see what she has to do and what she has to go through, and I think she's the most incredible person I've ever met. And yeah, I love being around her.